by popular demand, it's the political derby. This week we're looking at the shakeups among each party's top three. PoliticalDerby.com's editor Jason Wright joins me from D.C. He's the author of the Wednesday Letters, which comes to bookstores September 12th. Hey, Jason, good morning.
Good morning to you.
All right, let's look at the top three candidates at this moment for the Democrats. We have in the lead, no surprise, Hillary Clinton, followed by Barack Obama. Then, hey, what's this? Bill Richardson. Where's John Edwards?
Well, we're going with a little southwestern flavor here, a little spice with Governor Richardson. I think that Richardson isn't rising so much as Edwards just can't find any footing at all. I think Richards is sort of benefiting here now. He's not really a top-tier horse, but you got to have three, so we're plugging him in for now.
So you're also saying that Obama is at his lowest polling numbers since February? What's going wrong?
Well, if you check out Real Clear Politics, you'll see that's true. If you look at his averages across the board, about a half a dozen polls, he's at his lowest numbers. I think a lot of this has to do with his wife, believe it or not. In fact, an interesting situation setting up now for Hillary, something she could have never predicted, that in time she might no longer be the most disliked woman in this race. The more that Michelle Obama and Elizabeth Edwards run their yappers, the better Hillary looks, I believe.
Oh, but what's wrong with Michelle Obama? I mean, what's so unappealing? She's a professional woman. She's a mother of two. She's attractive. She's well-spoken. What's the problem?
I think it's too early. I think voters don't want to hear from candidate spouses yet. I think that's general election material. I think voters want to hear from the men and women themselves running for the top of the ballot. It's just too early to hear from spouses.
Okay, let's look at the top three GOP horses. Let's see where everybody is in the race. Okay. You have Mitt Romney there in the lead, followed by Giuliani, followed by Fred Thompson. Now, isn't it true that in most national polls, Giuliani is number one? Why is Romney first there?
Well, that's what makes Political Derby a little different. We look at more than just the polls. If you talk to D.C. insiders, they say that Mitt Romney right now is the best investment. And if this really were a horse race, you'd see a lot of money flooding behind Mitt Romney right now. He has had about a 5 or 6 point bump in the national poll since his impressive victory in the Ames straw poll. And I think he's landed some really good shots on the snout of Rudy Giuliani over immigration in the last week.
Okay, let's talk about Fred Thompson, who you have there at number 3. Is he in the race?
Oh, who knows? I mean, Fred heads are getting very, very anxious for Fred to get in this race or get out one way or the other. I'll tell you, I've heard from forces on the ground that attended events with Fred Thompson last weekend in Iowa. They were not impressed with his stump appearances. He may have to run a television campaign to really impress voters at this point because he ain't doing it on the ground.
And why is that? I mean, he's such a performer. He's known for that. Why isn't he impressive in person?
Listen, that's a great question. No one really knows why he's not wowing the audiences, but he's not. He walks in a room, and the energy walks right out behind him. No one is exactly sure what's happening here. He's spent his life in the public eye. You would think he'd be very, very savvy in front of folks, sort of hand-to-hand combat. Right now, he is not turning on the charm. Something's got to change, I believe.
All right, interesting stuff. Jason Wright from PoliticalDerby.com. Thanks for the snapshot. And there's your book. It's coming out September 12th, the Wednesday Letters. Thanks for the snapshot of the race right now. All right, coming up, presidents are